So hello and welcome to ATech. My name is Akshay and today we will learn what is string type in C Sharp. Okay, so we have discussed various built-in types in C Sharp, what are the various built-in types as well as user definable types in C Sharp in the previous part of this tutorial series. So the next built-in type, that is a string type, that we will learn in a very great detail today. So we will learn what is string types in C Sharp. We will learn string concatenations and placeholders in strings, escape sequences and verbatim string in strings. Okay, so we will see them directly into an action. So for that, let's just fire up Visual Studio. Okay, we will create a new project. Let's just have a simple console application. Let's just give a very meaningful name, strings, string type in C Sharp maybe. Okay, we'll create that. Okay, so as always we don't need this extra namespaces here, so we will just get rid of them. And now, so we are learning what is string type in C Sharp. Okay, so first of all, as I have told you in my previous video also, that is previous tutorial of this tutorial series also, that this is just an alias for the main class, that is string in C Sharp. Okay, so what is the .NET type of this alias? We will see that first. Okay, we will go to the definition of the string. The .NET type for the string is this class. Okay, with this big S. So this string and this string are the same, are one and the same. Just the difference is that this is nothing but an alias for this type. Okay, so this is your main type. Okay, so again, this is a sealed class. If you recollect from this previous tutorial of this series, I have told you that being a sealed class, it cannot be used as a base class, as well as neither it can extend any other class. And these are nothing but the interfaces. Okay, we have spoken about this already, not in a great detail. We will be talking about interfaces in a very great detail, but having said that, this is a sealed class, it cannot be used as a base class for anything. Okay, so these are not user definable type as well. Okay, we have spoken about this also. Okay, so these are built-in type as well as reference type. We cannot define strings in C Sharp. Okay, that we have already discussed everything in a previous video. Just check out that. If you are seeing this for the first time, just check out that video first, so you will be understand it better, that what are built-in types in C Sharp. So coming back to the strings here, string type in C Sharp. So let's just take any variable, let's say a name. Okay, having type, that is string. Okay, and now what are the string type? So everything that you put inside these two inverted commas, that will be treated as a string, and that only we can store into any variable which has this type, that is string. Okay, let me have one name here. Okay, anything, let's say Akshay maybe. Okay, and now, and let's just print that to the console. Okay, and for that we know we can use this console class, and there is one writeLine method inside this class which helps us to print anything on a console. Okay, if you are not aware about that, just check out the very first video of this tutorial series. That in that I have explained, in that I have given the introduction to this C Sharp and console class, everything. Okay, and now if I run this, sorry, I have already put that name, already stored that name into this variable. Okay, so we can use this variable as well. Okay, and if I run this, okay, it is printing our message, that is Akshay, to the console. And if you guys carefully see, it is printing only this name. Okay, Akshay. It is not printing this starting inverted comma or this ending inverted comma. So whatever you put inside this inverted comma, double inverted comma, that will be treated as a string, and that can only be printed on this console, because what this console's write line method also expect, this expects a string only. Okay, if you see, if you hover your mouse over here to this write line method, you can see it has this return type, that is void, and it is accepting only the string value. Okay, so what are again this return type and parameters, that is what it accepts, what method accepts, that all we will discuss in very great detail in later videos, in our later videos, so don't worry about that. Just remember, so whatever you put inside this double inverted comma, that will be treated as a string. Basically, this is your starting of a string, and this is your ending of a string, ending of any string. Okay, now how we can concatenate the two string, or we can say how we can merge two string. Okay, how we can add two string. So we can use, to concatenate the two string, we can use plus operator. Okay, so I will show you that. Let me just take another string. Okay, let's say institute. Okay, institute, any variable if we want to, we can take. So I am just taking this, and here let me store a take into this institute variable. Okay, and now if you want to concatenate these two strings and want to print them onto the console, what we can use this plus operator. Okay, and now if you use this institute here, these two strings will be concatenate and will be printed combinedly onto the console. Okay, so we'll print that. Okay, as you can see here, that plus operator has combined these two strings, that is Akshay and Atik. So if you want space between these two words, so for that what we can do, we can concatenate an empty string to it. Okay, so how that will be, we will see. So after this plus, let's just concatenate this empty string, and for that empty string to work, we need to give some space inside this double inverted comma. So that's how these two words are separated by a space. Okay, so like this. Now these two words have a space in between them. But what if we don't give any space inside this inverted comma? So it will treat this as nothing. Okay, so I will show you. Okay, there is no space between these two words. Okay, so to work that out, we just need to give here a space, and now this space is considered as a space between these two inverted commas, and which is separating these two words out here. Okay, so that's how we can concatenate two strings in C#. Okay, by using this plus operator. Okay, now let us give very meaningful name to this. Okay, to this result. So what we want to print, that we know this is a name, so we can put that into a string. Okay, that we want this string to be printed as it is. Okay, and we want to append this name. So whatever name that will be, that we want to store into this name, or we want to show this in front of this name, we can append that using this plus operator like this. Okay, and also we want this institute to be printed as it is, and we want this institute names to be printed in front of this name. So for that we can append that using this plus operator like this. Okay, and now if we print, okay, and again if we want space in between them, so for that I have already shown you, we can give this empty string out there which has a space in between, and now if you run, it will more readable. Okay, so it is a very much readable to the user. Okay, that this is a name and this is the institute's name. Okay, so is this a Now is that an only way we can print this name, both this name and institute like onto the console? No, we can use placeholder also. So I have promised you guys that I will show you that what is the placeholders in string in my previous video. So let's just check out that how we can use placeholder to print both these names. So to print anything onto the console, or you want to show certain data in front of this name maybe. So there is another way we can use that. We can show that instead of this plus operator, what we can do, we can use placeholders. So how we can use them? Use this curly braces, and inside this curly braces just put the number, and this 0 indicates that whatever will be coming first after the comma, that is like this, after the comma, that will be replaced with this placeholder. Okay, so I will show you, you will understand that. And again, on the second position, I want this institute to be printed. Okay, so what we can do, just put comma after this, and now whatever will be coming after this comma, that is on the first place, that will be replaced by this placeholder, and after that whatever is coming after this comma, that will be replaceable by this placeholder, and it is so on. Okay, so if you put another placeholder like this, and whatever you want to print after that, you can print that like this. Okay, so I want to print maybe AIT ABT. Okay, so, and now if I run, okay, so like this, name is equal to, so if you guys see here, name is equal to, there were this placeholder, that is 0th position placeholder and second. Okay, and instead of these placeholders, the data which we can see on this console, that is Akshay, ATech and AITBT. Okay, so this data gets replaced with this placeholder, and that how also we can show this data to the console. Okay, by using this placeholder. Now this placeholder is nothing but an entity that temporarily holds and the position for the final data to be replaced with that placeholder. Okay, so that is what the placeholders in C#. Okay, or the placeholders in strings maybe. Okay, so now this string type has so many methods that we can perform with strings. Okay, so what are they? I will show you. Let's go to the definition. Okay, so these are the methods that are present inside this string type. Okay, which we can use to manipulate strings maybe. Okay, we can say that we can use to manipulate the string. There are many methods here. I will show you some of them. Okay, so let's say now this name we want, now this name we know this is a string, and if you use dot in front of that, so you can find in the IntelliSense that there are many methods which are contained in this type. Let's say this length method, and what this length method gives back, we will see that. Okay, let me have one variable here, that is length maybe. Okay, and length equal to, I have used this string types method, that is length, and that will return a length of this string, the actual length of the string. Okay, and that we will print. Okay, let me type it correctly. Okay, and that we will print onto the console. Okay, like this, length of string. Okay, we can append that using this plus operator. Okay, we can use placeholder also, as I have shown you already, but we will use plus operator here. Okay, to show the length of the string. Okay, maybe length of this name string. Okay, so we will be more specific. Okay, and now if you run, it is printing the length of that name. Okay, that is 6. If you count, that is this A is 1, K 2, S 3, H 4, A 5, and Y is 6. Okay, so there are 6 characters. That is the length of the string is 6. Okay, so there are and like this there are many methods that are present inside the string type that we can use. Okay, so I will show you. There is one, it also contains one method which has the name that is contains only. Okay, Okay, so it has a method something like this, name dot contains. Okay, this is one method. What it tells, what it does, that whatever string you will put inside this, it will check that string, or it, let's say it will compare that string to the string which is contained in this variable, and if those strings are matching, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Okay, so we'll see that. Okay, let's say let's give this variable name as a check. Okay, and it will return false. Okay, and it will return false for now. Okay, let me give here also a meaningful name, that is string contains a provided string. Okay, and let me put that variable after this plus. Okay, and now if you run, it will return a false. Okay, it is returning false because whatever this string we are putting inside this constructor of this method, that is not present inside this name. Okay, because this name contains this string, that is Akshay, and we are checking that a take if this name contains this string. Okay, so it is not containing that string. Okay, it is containing this string. If we put this string into this and if we run, it will return true. Okay, it is returning true. So like that, there are many methods that are contained in string type, and you can check that out by yourself. Just and again, it is not very difficult. By the name you can tell what that method does. Okay, so here there are methods like equals. So the name suggests us that what this method will do, and you can check that out here as well. It contains the information what this method is doing. Okay, it says determines whether two specified system.string object have the same value. Okay, so what it does, if two strings contain the same value, and if it is so, then it will return a true. Okay, if you see the return type of this method, that is bool, so it will return true or false maybe. Okay, depending on the string. If both the string contains the same value, okay, so then and then only it will return true. So don't worry about this, what are this return type, this parameters, everything we will learn in very great detail, so don't worry about them. Okay, and likewise there are many methods that are contained in this string type, so you can check that out, and just the name suggests what the method does. Okay, now we have seen what is string and how to concatenate, what are the placeholder in C# or string maybe, and we have seen there are different methods we can use to manipulate string in this string type that are contained in this string type. Okay, now we will see what are the escape sequence. Okay, so for that, let me give you one example. Let me just and okay, again before that, you have often seen me using this type. Okay, that this var type. So what this var type does, it is nothing but a type. You can store any type of data into this type. Okay, so what this really means, so don't worry about that, we will learn in a very great detail about this var type. When we will learn what are the dynamic type, what are the static type. So but for now, just keep in mind that when you define any variable with this var type, then you can store any type of data into that variable, and the compiler at compiler time will decide what is the type of this data depending on the type of data we have stored in it. Okay, so let me give one example. We can store any number inside this as well. Okay, we can store any, okay, you have to specify a variable, any variable. Let's just say a number. Okay, and you can store any string as well. Okay, there is a variable that is string name. We have to delete that. Okay, you can store any string and so on. Okay, so whatever the data you will store into the variable which has this type, where that for that type compiler will decide at the compiler time that what is the type of this variable, okay, and depending on the type of data we are storing. So don't worry, we will learn in a very great detail what this var data type is, alongside a dynamic data type, static data type. Okay, so we will learn when we will learn that in a very great detail. So coming back to this video, now what are the escape sequence in this string or maybe C sharp? Okay, so for that, let me take one example. Let me take one string, that is name, and let's say we want to print something like this. Let's say there is a let's say any path for this any path for this machine. Okay, let's say we have a C drive, and inside that C drive there is some folder like this. Okay, or maybe just let's say we want to print something like this onto the console. But now if we try to run this, what it will print, we will see. Okay, just wait for that. I will run this. Okay, so now what it is printing? It is printing only C colon and slash Akshay. So that double slash, so we have given this double slash here, so one slash is missing. Okay, so one slash, that is this, it is missing from here. So why is that so? So this is what we called as escape sequence in C sharp. That has a special meaning in this inside this double inverted comma. You can escape that with this escape sequence. So there are many escape sequences that are present. For that we will go to the Microsoft's official, we will go to the MSDN, that is Microsoft's official site. Okay, we will type in here escape sequence in C sharp MSDN. Okay, so official documentation from Microsoft, we will see that. Okay, so if you can see here, there are many escape sequences that are present here, and you can try them out, but I will show you some of them. So where is our backslash sequence? Okay, so here it is, our backslash sequence that we have used here. Okay, so except all other sequences, this backslash sequence is a very different kind of a sequence. Okay, how is that so? Because we know this is nothing but an escape sequence character, or we can say this is a escape sequence symbol. And if you want to escape that also, then what you want to do, then what you can use, another escape sequence. Okay, so just let me make that simple for you. Okay, we know this is an escape sequence, but if you want to escape that also, and if you want to print this escape sequence inside this double inverted comma, then what you can do, you can use another escape sequence just right before that escape sequence. Okay, so if you can see, if you try to put this single escape sequence inside this double inverted comma, it is throwing an error. Okay, so what it says, new line in constant. So it is giving some weird exception, or it is giving some weird error. So if you want to show that escape sequence also onto the console, then just escape that with another escape sequence. Okay, so that's how you can show that to the console. Okay, you can print that escape sequence as well by escaping that with another escape sequence. Okay, so now what is the main reason we use escape sequences? Let's say you want to print this nothing but this double inverted comma inside this double inverted comma, but can that happen? No, because it will treat this inverted comma as a ending of the string. So you cannot put this double inverted comma inside both this double inverted comma. Okay, so if you want to print this double inverted comma, you can escape that with this escape sequence. Okay, and like that you can print that onto the console. Okay, it is printing that double inverted comma. Okay, so we will have another example of this. Okay, let me give a name something like this, Akshay, and I want this double inverted comma to be printed on console as well. Okay, it will treat this as a normal character and not a string. Okay, so that's why you can use this by, you can show this double inverted comma as well by escaping this, by this escape sequence. Okay, so that's how we can print this Akshay inside this double inverted comma with this double inverted comma as well. Okay, so how I will show you how it will look. So let's just try to run this. Okay, it is printing that Akshay with both the double inverted comma as well. So that was escape sequences are used to escape a character that has a special meaning inside this double inverted comma. Okay, so now what is verbatim string? Okay, so what is verbatim string? If you don't want to use this escape sequence and you want your string to be more readable, then instead of this escape sequence, what we can do? Okay, so put at here. Okay, and now if you want to print anything inside this double inverted comma, that will be treated as a string only, because we are using this verbatim string instead of a normal string. And what this at symbol called as, it is called as a verbatim identifier. So now this string is treated as a verbatim string, and whatever you put inside this double inverted comma, maybe special character also, that will be treated as a string only. And I will show you. I will run this. Okay, it is printing as it is. That's slash alongside that name. Okay, let me show you let me show you again one thing. Let me put double slash here, and if you try to run this, it will treat that as a double slash only and not an escape sequence. Okay, it is printing double slash. Okay, and if you would have not used this at symbol here, then what it would have print? It would have print only single slash, because this slash will be escaped by this slash. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay, so now it is treating this slash as an escape sequence, not this slash, but this slash will be used as an escape sequence for this slash. So that is why it is printing only single slash. But what if you want to print both the slash? Just use this verbatim identifier here, and it will print everything inside this string as a string only. Okay, so that's how we use verbatim string, and or we can use verbatim string in C#. So let's just quickly see summary, and that's it for today. So let's just see the summary. What it says: string is a built-in as well as a reference type in C#, which can hold values in a string format and consider everything a string contains inside double inverted commas. Okay, so whatever you put inside this double inverted comma, that will be treated as a string when you use this string type that we have seen. Now this plus operator is used to concatenate string, and this symbol, that is a double curly braces, are used to hold actual place of a final data with the index inside this double curly braces, like 0 or 1, that specifies the position of a data, and that are called as placeholders. Okay, so that we have also seen. Escape sequence allows us to use character that has special meaning inside double inverted comma, that we have seen just now. And verbatim strings are created using this at symbol, which is called as verbatim identifier, which allows us to print any character even with a special meaning inside this double inverted comma. Okay, so we have just seen that anything that is special meaning inside this inverted comma, just put at a symbol before that, and it will treat that as a string. Okay, nothing but a string, and makes our string more readable, like the at, that is whatever any text or character inside this will be printed as it is on the console. Okay, so that is all about string type, and that's it for today. So we will meet in our next part of this tutorial series. We will see array types in C#. So till then, stay tuned and thank you.